What's up, gang? Happy New Year, and welcome to the Momentum Over Motivation Challenge. So, I'm going to go over what this is, what to do next, and answer any questions for anybody who hasn't read the emails yet or read the blog. Right? Momentum matters. Momentum matters more than anything else right now, to be honest with you. At the new year, where everybody is motivated, that's great. While you feel that way, capture the momentum. Momentum is the thing that's going to drive us forward, and momentum is stacking as many small wins as we can on top of each other to make us feel good, build confidence, build control, build capacity, to build competence, to build skill. It matters way more than motivation. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings don't last, and feelings were never meant to last, and feelings were never really meant to last at full intensity or at all. And when we rely on motivation, which is a feeling, which is fleeting, we're not going to get very far because it's going to disappear. We want momentum over motivation. So, what is this? Momentum over motivation challenge, and what do you do? Momentum over motivation challenge is to help all of us start to establish momentum that will drive us forward when motivation inevitably disappears. Everybody's motivation is going to peak here at the new year, but it's not going to last for very long. If it lasts into February, then you're basically a unicorn. You know it's not going to survive. But if we can establish as much motivation or momentum as we can as early as possible, we're going to get really far. And doing it as a community is very helpful. If you remember, I preach this all the time. One of our top principles is the number one factor for whether or not somebody's going to be successful or fail is the environment that they're in. And if we use the environment that we are in to our advantage to help that community, that social element, to build as much momentum as possible, we're going to be far more resilient than we ever thought possible. So the challenge is to help everybody work together and encourage each other and support each other to build as much momentum as possible. And I'm going to talk about building momentum and habits. But here's what you do. You just show up. Every time you show up and you register a workout in Trainerize, you add points for your team. Go for a walk. Every time you complete a cardiovascular activity, which is how the app does it. So a run will count. A spin class will count. An aggressive rowing workout will count. But really what we're talking about is go for a walk. Every time you go for a walk and register it in Trainerize, you get more points. Do your habit. We're all going to establish a habit that we want to hit or that we want to build for our momentum to help us hit our goal. We're all going to establish a habit. Every time you complete your daily habit and you check it off in the app, you get points. Every time you show up to the gym and you hit a PR, we're going to be pushing people to lift more and hit PRs. Every time you hit a PR, you get points. And if you accomplish your big 90-day goal, which we're going to set together, you get more points. So that's it. That's what you do. And that's how it works. When you show up and you do these things, you're accumulating points for yourself, and it'll be on the leaderboard, which will be fun. In Trainerize, you as an individual, how much momentum can you build? And that's the measure. It's not outcome-based, it's momentum-based. How much momentum can you build during the first quarter? But every time you do that, you're also accumulating points for your house. So we have the gym split up into the 4 houses that you have seen, and it's based on time of day. So you have your workout partners, your accountability people looking for you. Early morning, mid-morning, early afternoon, late afternoon. And every time you do something in Trainerize, you accumulate points for your house. So you might not be the individual winner if you don't build as much motivation, but everything you do definitely helps your house win the House Cup for the first quarter. And we're going to celebrate the individual winners and the House Cup winners at our annual cook-off event at the end of March. So we have time to do this. Additionally, if you have friends and family and people that you want to pull into it, you pull them into your house, score more points, you win the cup, which is cool. So what we want everybody to do today immediately is to choose the habit that you're going to use to build momentum for the start of the year. And habits should be action-based, not outcome-based, right? Everything that we want to do to measure to build momentum, as we set a goal, is the input that we do. So we want to talk about, I want to go for a 10-minute walk every day after breakfast, not I want to lose a pound a week. So action-based habits, and they have to be based for the rules of the game, the rules of the Momentum Over Motivation Challenge. They have to be principles-based or X principles, and they have to be pyramid-based. So here's some examples for people that you can use. Get 7 hours of sleep per night. If you're not getting enough sleep, it's the number one most important thing, so you can set your habit of getting 7 hours of sleep per night. Start your day with a protein shake, which is a principles-based habit, or you hit your protein target, which is the base of the pyramid, right? So saying, I'm going to start every single day with 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking up, which is one of our principles. Chugging a shake, that's an example of a habit. Hitting your protein target is an example of a habit. Eating 700 grams of vegetables per day is a habit. Trying a new vegetable or trying a new way to cook vegetables every day, that's a habit. Get 10K steps per day is a habit, but so is go for a 10-minute walk at a specific time of day. And every 10-minute walk is roughly 1,000 steps. So somebody might say, go for a 10-minute walk immediately after school before I leave to go to my car. That is a specific habit, an actionable habit that we can put every day. These are examples of what we want to do. How exactly do you build momentum, right? The momentum over motivation challenge, I get it. I choose a habit. But how do I build momentum so that it lasts, so that it is the true momentum that Michael is talking about, and that it does what it's meant to do? And here's how you build momentum. And this is what I want you to do immediately. Decide right now. Here's how you figure it out. What is the smallest change that you can make right this second that will benefit you toward your why? I want to lose 100 pounds. Why? Because I want to be able to do this. So what's the smallest change that you can make immediately that's going to benefit us towards that? The smallest change that you can make, that you are willing to make immediately. So not the most important thing, not the most crucial thing, not the thing that'll have the biggest positive impact, but the smallest change that you can make that does matter, that you're willing to do immediately, and see how it goes. Not the thing that you're willing to commit to forever, but the thing that you're willing to do first, just to see if it's going to work or not. And then you do that one thing over and over and over again, and nothing else until you've established momentum. That's how we build it. Whatever the thing is, you're not committing to it forever. You're just going to evaluate if this is going to go well and what we can learn from it, what we can gain from it. And that's the only thing that you worry about until we've established some kind of momentum, which means you can pivot, right? If the number one thing is like, all right, I'm willing to get an extra hour of sleep, and we try a couple things and 10 days in, it's a train wreck. It's like, okay, well, maybe this wasn't the right one. Let's pivot to another one. That's totally fine. That's a great way to do it. But answer that question. What is the smallest change that you can make right now that's going to benefit you in any capacity that you're willing to do immediately and see what happens? And then let's focus 100% on that. If you have more than one, it's going to fall apart. You're not going to build momentum going in two different directions. You can only build momentum in one direction. So choose the one direction that you want to go and build as much momentum as you can. Send me messages, send me questions. Let's go, team. Happy New Year.